In Crusader Kings 3 Death Diary 72 we learn about holding court at the royal court in courtly fashion. So there's a big number of events, but first let's have a look at the mechanics. So it's not enough to control the largest or best developed realm. Sometimes you have to do something to distract yourself. When times are that hard, you need a distraction from the flaws in your life. It's important to spend some time indulging those with lives even harder than yours, like nearly everyone else. For times when you feel like slumming it amongst the weird and wonderful characters of your realm, you can hold court. It's a repeatable decision, lets you hear a number of requests from various characters. I guess it's a random number. As you can see here there's a number of people here. And these all, the ones with the symbol over their heads, all of these have requests. Who can make these requests? For example, guests, courtiers, neighboring rulers, vassals, spies, the odd bumbling peasants. And here we come with some of the examples. There's a lot of examples here, so we'll get a lot of events. These symbols kind of symbolize who is asking you. So these guys are rather normal people, while there is, for example, that's more a royal matter. And sometimes these events will have something regarding a skill of you, for example diplomacy, for example learning, and sometimes they might stress you or not. So we're going to go through every one of them. First, serious business. The frightful peasant strolls all too close before a guard steps between us. Oh, he backs off with a wink, laughing through scant teeth. Your lordness, I'm come here from Beauvais with a matter of great import. His eyebrows undulate. You see, King, the tenor's wife's sow slipped the fence one night, and she only went and got into the old herbalist's veggie patch. His pride and joy, tears of laughter, stream down the convulsing peasant's face. You don't say. Please go on. Stuart Gosfried, go, fix it, please. You're a fool, my fool. How did this man get in, anyone? At present you will receive 3 such petitioners each time, with all the events delivered in the new courtly event style. Though follow-up may be character events or similar. So these can lead to follow-up events, or they can be finished by the event. A lost treasure. My lord, I represent the religious community of Noyon. While rummaging through our modest archive, we have come across a very peculiar book. The cover was dusty, the binding fragile, and the pages were yellowed by time. But it contained the most unusual drawings, and the script itself was unknown to us all. We're certain it is unique in the world, a long-lost vault of knowledge, a true treasure. That's why we offer it to you. Perhaps it's the original copy of the will of God, or it's a memoir from the world's creation. Let me have a look at it right now. As you can see, uses your learning for it, or you can add it to your collection, or who cares about books. And some other choices are easy and will give you characters. A child of the court. I am faced with Leupold von Pont's sad eyes, which grow larger and more pitiful as his acquaintance Witchman gently ushers him towards my throne. King, he laments, the boy has been at Berengar's court with no one to watch over him since the disappearance of his dear papa. Please look to his future. What can be done with such a child? No fear, I shall raise the boy myself. My hands are full, but I'll find him a home, or unfortunate, but not the crown's problem. So, if you want, you can get someone for your court, raise him yourself, or can find him a home, improve relations, or you can just ignore it. Some choices, though, are hard. Rightful lands. A markedly disgruntled Duke Ramnulf hurries to your throne. As you can see, there's always a link, so you can always click on the characters or on the county affected, and this will probably lead you to the respective characters' lands and so on. So it's quick to get an overview there. Liege, my legal rights over the county of Limousin are well attested. Those tracts have long been considered an integral part of my duchy of Aquitaine. Will you support my claim and have your vassal Duke Bernard relinquish what does not belong to him? So it's 2 vassals against each other. Say, this injustice ends now, such matters are traditionally settled by might. You shall decide this with your sword arms. Bernard's claim is the truer. I do not interfere in such things. So, a couple of diplomatic options, or just ignore it and see what unfolds then. Someone just weird. Laughs requested. In a brief moment of silence, I see Prince Ludwig laughing before realizing that it's his turn to speak. Father, he says, giving him some precious time to finalize his thoughts before continuing. Smiles and laughter are a great indicator of a lively court. Thus, I have a suggestion for someone who would make a great jester to entertain us. Who could come to visit? My liege, if I may, Duke Thankulf speaks up from the sidelines. A jester will ruin the sophisticated air of this court and replace its refinement with crude, infantile humor. So, you can have a jester or not. That's kind. I shall employ this jester of yours. A perfect role for Prince Ludwig, master of appearing a fool. So you can bring your son himself to being a fool. If Duke Thankulf doesn't like to laugh, we should make him laughable. So the Thankulf becomes the jester, probably. This is not a peasant's market. A jester has no place in this court, so decline, or perhaps I'll look into this another time. So you can delay it, or forgo it for another thing. So after you've made the ruling in each case, in addition to the effects of each turn, you'll gain some court grandeur to bolster the overall supply. We've just got just a shy of 100 or so of these events alone, so there should be a goodly amount of variety for most playstyles. So that's pretty cool, right? And probably modders will will play around with it and add even more of these events, which is just hilarious. You can do so much with events. So much with the stories, so much if you want something to be hilarious, if you want something to be really strong, whatever you want. There can be very, very powerful people there, or very lowly people, or you could introduce new people, new items, new artifacts. The system is something pretty dear to our hearts. It models a task that would have been a pretty big part of the day-to-day for many rulers, and we've put a lot of effort into getting plenty of alternate events to keep it as varied as possible for as long as possible. I hope we find it a fun and proactive way to explore some of the smaller, not so small issues developing in your realm. So this will probably react, if it's well made, to the conflicts already in the realm. Like in that example where someone has a claim and the other one still has the land, so both have kind of a claim for the land, and the one has the land and the other one doesn't have the land. And then there is a conflict brewing, and one method to resolve this conflict will be to hold court. So that's pretty cool. So, and there's more events for that. Dress me, dress me. Before the court is underway, my chancellor pulls me aside. To my surprise, he's brandishing a garish scarf. My lord, there will be so many attending your court. I know you are somewhat challenged in remembering every face and from whence it hails. I propose a solution. We require all at the court to wear a dress which includes local style recognizable to all. He foists a cap at me. For those without clear regional fashions, I have taken the liberty of hiring a tailor who can suggest some new traditional garb for them to wear, so you can introduce uniforms. With that he went. I never forget a face I shall be fine is declining. I'm certain my guests will wear such raiment proudly as accepting. Forget my guests, have the tailor design me an exquisite outfit. So you can take the tailor to make an exquisite outfit for yourself. A holy tomb. The peasant, that's again peasant, that's royal, probably a category, right? Seems to explode with excitement. My lord, the miracles, the holiness, we've been blessed. Her enthusiastic ramblings are confusing, but I finally get the gist of it. She wants me to sponsor the cult of a local saint who has recently died in Rockenhausen. Anselm was a miracle maker in life, known for living in a barrel after donating all his belongings to the poor and eating garlic without smelling. His tomb is attracting devoted visitors from all over the realm. And you can say yes, or you can decline it totally, or you can just don't care. His Holiness will get the veneration he deserves, or I shall eradicate this blasphemous nonsense right away, or I don't care about peasant superstitions. And the oath of fealty. My heralds announce the arrival of a neighboring petty ruler, High Chieftain Kochel of Balaton. He enters your halls with dignity and bows deeply. Your Grace, I have come to humbly pledge my realm to you, if you would accept my terms. I will serve you as a faithful vassal lord of East Francia in exchange for your protection. May our two great houses both prosper by the arrangement. So you can even have vassals coming. I accept, High Chieftain Kochel. I think these terms are a bit one-sided, or I think not. And land grants. An envoy from a provincial city, Major Bernd of Hofgeismar, has come to protest the abuse his city has been suffering at the hand of its neighbor, suffragan Bishop Berthold, under the protection of their liege, Count Cobbo of Kassel. They occupy and repossess our arable land by force, and threaten the land owners with spiritual damnation and material violence to make them sell their belongings. I beg of you, my lord, do us justice. So you can help the mayor. Berthold is well within its rights, is not above the law. Bernd, you can serve me better. Bernd, yeah, so that's Berthold. 2 times you can affect the bishop. 1 time you can affect the mayor. You can grab him. And don't bother me with those local squabbles. I think that's a pretty interesting thing. So if you have over 100 events, really, I'm sure if you play often, you'll probably get some repeatables then. But it will not be the same names, it will not be the same characters, and I'm sure we will get more of these events added in. Just when someone has some time, they'll add a few of events, or there will be mods for that. I'm sure there's plenty of events one can think of. And I'm really looking forward to like these beautiful pictures of the court and what will happen there. Like that's just cute and looking good. But you're coming here and then you have the events. It's just fun. So thank you for watching and happy gaming to you. This is Immanuel Can signing out. Have a great time until next time, and happy gaming!